Miriam, where were you this afternoon? You skipped the Moms Club meeting again. I have to say we're getting more concerned about your frequent absence. Is this something we need to be concerned about? Hi, Dory. Oh gosh, I totally forgot about it till you just mentioned it. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, but you do realize that the meeting is over now, don't you? Right. Oh gosh. Look, I'm so sorry about that. It just totally slipped my mind. I'll have you know that you were the only one who was absent today. And you know this wasn't the first time as well. Correct? Yeah. I have missed quite a few of those meetings, haven't I? We don't officially state that this meeting is mandatory. However, there is an unwritten rule where we require all of the members to attend once a month. May I ask why this seems to be such a challenge for you? Dory, I understand. I really do. And again, I am so sorry for missing it again. I've been so tied up with work. I honestly just forgot. You forgot? Is that your excuse? Well, yes. I mean, it's the truth. I'm just being honest here. Well, that's barely acceptable. This is the most important meeting for us mothers, and you should know that. If I may say, that's quite a disgrace. If your child comes first, then surely these meetings should have a higher priority over anything else that you do. Don't you agree? Well, yes, but I was bombarded with meetings and deadlines at work. Like I said, it just slipped my mind. I actually knew I wasn't going to be able to make it. I just forgot to tell you about it. I had it written on a Post-it and I stuck it on my PC screen. Right. Gosh, this sounds like a lame excuse, I know. But I'm so sorry, Dory. I feel really bad that I missed another one of these meetings. Well, I won't be hearing any more of these excuses next time. You have to attend, Miriam. Otherwise, the kindergarten events won't go as smoothly. I understand. May I remind you that the upcoming Christmas and New Year event is the biggest event for all of our children and their families. You partaking in these meetings and events will make a huge impact on how much fun the children can have. Right. I do understand. You missed the Halloween event last month, and you know what a success that was. Right. I wish I could have been there for that one too. But if it was a success, then maybe that means that you can manage totally fine without me? If anything, it sounds like you don't even need me to be there. That is not true. Do you know how much extra work we had to put in to cover for you? Do you know how much easier it could have been to have another helping hand? Oh. Okay. Sorry. So when is the next meeting? I'll make sure to attend that one. I'll pencil it in my calendar right now. You will be notified about that in our email, which we'll send within the next few days. Okay. By the way, do you think you could possibly have these meetings at a different time? Meaning? Meaning any time besides in the afternoons on a weekday? How about in the mornings on a weekend? And give me one good reason as to why we should adjust our regular monthly meetings to suit your plans. Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant to say that I'm sure there are other mothers who would appreciate a change in the hours too. There are a few other moms besides me who work like I do, right? Maybe if we voted on it or something, we can come up with a better solution to make sure that everyone can attend. What do you think? Well, that sounds absurd. There's no reason for us to do that. So far, you are the only one who has been absent. Other mothers who work are still making it to the meetings during their lunch hours. Why can't you? Don't be so selfish here, Miriam. But those meetings are often at inconvenient times for other people who work. Weekday lunch hours aren't exactly the best times. Well, other people seem to be able to make it. And besides, afternoon tea is a perfect way for us mothers to discuss important matters in a relaxed atmosphere. Well, okay. But how about joining online then? I mean, do we physically have to be present at the meetings? Why, yes, of course. But wouldn't you rather have… Oh, stop retaliating. Just hush. I won't have you mocking me just because I'm a stay-at-home wife. What the… No, that's not what I meant. I know exactly what you meant. How dare you insult me like that? What? No! Just because you have a job Do you think you can look down on those of us who don't? Or are you simply jealous that you can't have afternoon tea or go out shopping so freely like us? Which one is it?
Neither of those. Honestly, there's a bit of a misunderstanding here. I definitely don't look down on you or anyone else. And I'm not jealous of all the free time that you get. I mean, sure, a bit more time would be nice, but I'm not exactly jealous of that. I have the weekends free for all of that. So yeah, there's a bit of a misunderstanding here, so I wanted to clear that out.
I see.
I just think that maybe there's a better way to manage these meetings. For example, how about if someone were to write up a short summary of the meeting and sends it to everyone? You know, in bullet point form or something? So that for those of us who don't attend, for whatever reason, they can be kept in the loop.
Ah! And you call yourself a mother like that?
Excuse me?
Poor Halsey. Do you think that she'll be okay with that?
I'm sorry? What does my daughter have to do with any of this?
Well, if you keep going like this, Halsey will be left out if not bullied by everyone. And we don't want that now, do we?
I'm really not following here. What on earth do you mean by that?
Well, you see, if the moms all have a good friendship between each other, then that will reflect well on all of our children. Happy mothers, happy children, if you like. But if not, that will only show how much of a terrible example we are as adults and as mothers who don't get along with each other.
Right.
What kind of mother would want to set a bad example for them? Maybe when Halsey becomes a teenager, she'll go about her own way like a lone wolf too. Like you, Miriam.
Sorry, but I don't think Halsey has got anything to do with all of this. And besides, if the mothers can't attend a meeting for work reasons, then isn't that setting a good example?
How so?
Well, they'll see how career-oriented their mothers are. As women, don't you think that's setting a great example for our daughters?
See? There you go again. Belittling me like that just because I don't have a job like you do.
No! Oh, jeez. That's not what I meant. Please, I didn't mean it like that.
How dare you insult me like that again?
No. All I'm saying is that there are other moms who work too. And I want to make sure that everyone is given an equal chance to do what they can for their children. Myself included. Don't you get similar complaints from the other mothers too?
Absolutely not. Like I said, most of them do their best to attend every single time.
Well, so do I. And I keep telling you that I will try to do so going forward. I promise.
Well, maybe I need a word with your husband too then.
Ray? Why would you need to talk to Ray?
I mean, if you think about it, the reason why you have to work is because he doesn't earn enough to provide for the family. Right? If he had more income, then perhaps you wouldn't have to work so hard and essentially miss our meetings. Poor thing.
So, hang on a second. First, you brought my daughter into this, and now my husband. Please. This was my fault. So don't bring them into the picture. Okay?
Poor you. I know it's not like me and my family are the wealthiest people around here, but at least my husband earns enough to provide us the luxury of comfort. Poor Halsey. She doesn't have any of that, does she?
Well, no, but we manage just fine. She knows we love her, and she loves us back too. I don't understand your point in all of this. This is my family you're talking about. Please stay out of it. It's really none of your business.
I'm just telling you what other moms are thinking, you know. We've all noticed how you hardly go to pick Halsey up from the kindergarten.
That's because Ray finishes work earlier than I do. It just works better if he picks her up on his way home, instead of me at a later time.
Well, usually the mothers pick their children up from school, don't they? Everyone else seems to pick their children up but poor Halsey. She's the only one with her dad picking her up.
I don't think that matters. She loves her dad picking her up anyway. She's a daddy's girl.
Oh, just admit that you're jealous, Miriam. It's okay.
Of what? Of you?
Of our husbands who earn more than yours.
Are you crazy? Are you that self-righteous that you think everyone is jealous of you? I've never thought that.
Oh, of course. I forgot that your husband is just a regular employee. Isn't he? Whereas my husband is in the upper management and on the board of directors in his company. It may be more responsibility, but it's also more money, you see.
Well, yes. Compared to your husband, Ray might be a regular businessman, but so what? He works hard and he loves his job. That's all that matters.
Yes, but don't you think that's unfair on Halsey? Just because he's working in a job he enjoys, you have to work. Which means you don't get to spend as much time with her. Which ultimately means you also miss our mom club meetings.
Well, yes. But no! Stop trying to make sense into this because it doesn't work like that.
I mean, I'm so glad that I'm a stay-at-home mom in that sense. I can give my full attention to my children. And that's the least they deserve from their mother.
Excuse me, but my husband and I take the entire weekends off to spend quality family time with our daughter, too. There's nothing wrong with the way we spend time with her. So I don't think there's any reason for me to be listening to any of this from you. Besides, even if my husband were to get a raise or be filthy rich, that won't change anything. I wouldn't quit what I do. I love my job. Maybe you're the one who's just jealous that I have a career that I love and you don't.
How dare you?
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Absolutely not. And besides, what kind of job is that good that you would choose work over your family? You must be insane.
I'm sorry, but I run my own business. Thank you very much. Well, technically, I run it with my brother, so we're co-owners. But it's a long-running family business. My brother is the CEO of the company, and I'm the senior vice president.
What?
What? No, I'm sure you're surprised since I don't go around flaunting my title to anyone. But seeing as you're so interested in it, I'll have you know that about me.
Right. Well, great.
And by the way, your husband, Jim, was it?
Yes. What about him?
If I remember correctly, he works for BB Trading, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right.
Well then, his company is our client. They've signed contracts with us.
Right. I see.
You do understand what I'm trying to imply here, yes?
Well, yeah.
I guess you're not familiar with how a business works then.
Right. Well, explain it to me then.
So basically, in simple terms, your husband's company needs my company. They buy products from us for their business, and without them, they won't have a running business. Understand?
Right. I don't usually talk to my husband about his business affairs, so this is all gibberish to me.
Just as I thought. You're not interested in your husband or his work, are you? Just his income and his title.
How rude! That's not true.
I would say that you have no right to demean my husband's work if you know nothing about what the business life is like. You clearly have no idea how hard it is to be working. If you dare say anything more about me, my husband, or my daughter, then you need to see what's coming for you.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by that?
I'll make sure that my company cuts your husband's company off as our client.
What? So you mean you will have him fired?
Not quite, although I wish that were to be the case. It just means that your husband's company could potentially have a huge loss coming for them. Are you following what I'm saying?
Well, you better leave him out of this.
Well, right back at you. Who do you think has been talking about my family like some kind of trash up to this point?
You're right. Yes, you're right. Look, Miriam. Look here.
What?
I'm sorry.
For what?
I'll admit I have said some heartless things about you and your family.
Uh-huh.
So I do apologize for mocking your husband like I did. And for the remarks I made about Halsey.
Mm-hmm. Is that all? Don't you think there's more?
Right. And for talking ill of you, I suppose.
And for what else?
Well, I've said it all, haven't I? What else is there?
You should feel sorry for all of us mothers out here, don't you think?
What do you mean? Why should I feel sorry for them?
For holding the mom meetings, all so that you can talk behind our backs and have nothing but a lame old gossip session instead.
What? But that's absurd and a false accusation.
You can try, but you can't hide it from me, Dory. I know all about it, you know. And seeing as we're on this topic, let me tell you what I know and what I think. And what other people think of you for a change. How they think you're a cheapskate and an extremely selfish person.
What? No, I'm not!
How every time you choose to hold the meetings at some fancy restaurant, and you don't take into consideration how expensive it can be for other people. How you make everyone split the bill and pay for things they didn't even eat.
That's not true!
Oh, really now? Then where did you hold the last meeting, The Kingsley Hotel, right? And the one before that? The Flemingtons?
Oh, but that was a coincidence.
A coincidence? How?
Well, they had a seasonal afternoon tea offer and everyone seemed to want to go there.
I don't think that's what you would call a coincidence. And I haven't finished yet. If the moms tell you that they can't attend the meeting, I know that you talk about them behind their backs. And we all have to listen to you vent. Do you know how that makes us feel?
No! Oh dear. You have it all wrong, Miriam. I'm the host. I'm the organizer of these meetings, so of course I have the right to choose where to go. I just make suggestions and they either agree or disagree. And most of the times, they like where I pick to have our meetings. That's not my fault, is it now?
From what I've heard, you're quite forceful with it. You make them agree to wherever you choose. You better apologize to all of us, individually, about all of this.
You're being over the top here, Miriam, don't you think?
No, I do not. Do you think that you can get away with this? After all you've done to us? Since this text conversation between Miriam and Dory, we all thought that Dory would apologize to all of the mothers who she caused trouble to. But she never did. I guess she doesn't feel guilty or bad for what she did. But apparently, her husband has been away from home more often, going on frequent business trips. It seems like his business is falling apart and could be in a lot of trouble. Was that due to the awful relationship between Miriam and Dory? We shall never know. As for Miriam, somehow rumor got round that she was the senior vice president of a major company. This made Dory feel uneasy, but she has kept her distance from her, so that's good. It seems like the Moms Club meetings are still being held, but on an online basis, and now everyone is attending. Perhaps that's the best thing that came out of this, and let's hope it stays like this for the sake of all the busy working moms out there and for our children.